What happens when a Canadian TV movie about a Mountie in Chicago pulls enough viewers to become something bigger? You get a series packed with offbeat cases, ghostly advice, and a wolf taking the spotlight. So how did a new show get dumped twice by CBS and still keep going after the network walked away? Let's find out. This is the history of Due South. The idea for the show came from Robert Lantos, chairman of Alliance Communications. Back in the early 90s, he was in a meeting with the then CBS president Jeff Sagansky, and they started talking about a TV movie with a stereotypical Canadian working with the Chicago police. Sagansky took the idea to Paul Haggis and told him to build a script around someone from northern Canada thrown into the big city. Haggis thought it sounded like a load of crap, but then the penny dropped. He could take a Mountie from films like Refuge and drop him into the world of Hill Street Blues or NYPD Blue. That became The Cop and the Mountie, a standalone TV movie about Benton Fraser, a Canadian Mountie who goes to Chicago after his father's murder and gets stuck with Ray Vecchio, a local cop. On paper, that gave Haggis the clash he wanted, but the production now had to find the actors who could make the movie work. In 1993, Paul Gross was living in Malibu and trying to get his career on track when he received the script for Due South. But he wasn't exactly gagging to do a TV series, so the script sat there for weeks. When he eventually decided to read it, he thought it was one of the funniest things he ever read. Meanwhile, Haggis and his team were trying to find the right actor for the lead role. When Paul Gross came up as a possible choice, Haggis asked, "Who the hell is that?" So he watched the video of Gross in a period drama, sitting on a horse, and thought, why on earth would we put him in the lead role? But for whatever reason, he still agreed to meet him in person, and once he did, it all started making sense. His honest face, combined with a great sense of humour, made him a perfect fit for the red uniform, so Paul Gross got the role. Next, they needed Ray Vecchio, and that search took a bit longer. David Marciano came in from a completely different world. He grew up in Newark, got into trouble when he was younger, survived a serious car crash at 17, then rebuilt himself around acting. When he walked into the audition, he said he couldn't play Ray Vecchio. Marciano liked the writing, but he said the character fit him like a bad tracksuit. Haggis liked that, so he told him to take the material away and come back. 2 days later, he returned and said he knew he couldn't play the role. But Haggis didn't give a crap. He loved that Marciano didn't like the part, like some weird turn-on, and somehow he still managed to convince him. But the problem didn't disappear. Once filming started for the series, he called his acting coach and said he hated the character and didn't want to play him anymore. He later said the part only clicked when he found Ray's loyalty towards his friends. With the faces sorted, the next thing the production needed to sort was the music, and that went to Jay Semko from Northern Pikes. After reading the script, he said the theme started forming in his head and was basically done in only 20 minutes. He wrote the theme with Jack Lenz and John McCarthy, then scored the first 2 seasons. When the TV movie first hit in April '94, it did better than anyone expected. The ratings were really strong, and both networks agreed to turn it into a full series. With the leads in place, the production assembled the rest of the cast, with Gordon Pinsett coming in as Robert Fraser and Beau Starr coming in as Lieutenant Harding Welsh, while Daniel Cash and Tony Craig filled in the rest of the cast. Leslie Nielsen also became an important reoccurring face as Buck Frobisher, a friend of Fraser's dad. The series premiered in September '94, and during the winter season, it became the highest rated news show on CBS, tying with Lois and Clark. In Canada, it did even better. It was pulling in serious numbers and later became one of the highest rated shows on a Canadian network. Here in the UK, it took off as well. When it arrived on BBC One, it pulled in over 8 million viewers and got compared to Northern Exposure. Shockingly, critics mostly liked what they saw. Tom Shales at the Washington Post called it an outright delight, singling out Paul Gross's straight-faced performance. Variety, on the other hand, praised Gross and David Marciano, putting much of the show's charm on the Frasier and Vecchio partnership. The Los Angeles Times wasn't having it though. They had to have a bit of a moan, calling the portrayal unrealistic and unfunny. On the audience side of things, people connected with the cases, the humor, and the action. But back in America, the ratings were starting to fall for CBS. Then Jeff Sagansky, one of the people who always backed the show, left his position. And after that, Due South got shuffled around, episodes went out of order, and CBS cancelled the show after its first season. The fans though didn't like it and proper kicked off. CBS received thousands of letters and emails asking for the show to be put back. At the same time, the show was still doing well in Canada and here in the UK, which helped fund a 13-episode second season. Then, several of CBS's new shows flopped, so the network brought Due South back in late '95 and ordered 5 more episodes that pushed the second season up to 18. But the numbers weren't strong enough for CBS, so they binned it again after the second season. Gross later said that doing business with the United States always came with a price, and CBS wanted the show bigger in action and scope. The problem was, Due South didn't fit one clear box. It wasn't exactly a sitcom, and it wasn't exactly a straight police drama. So Gross said CBS had no idea where to slot it or how to sell it. CTV and Alliance though weren't having it, so they moved on without them. After a year hiatus, in 1997, the series returned with international backing from the BBC and other international networks. Once the TV series was underway, the real RCMP started kicking off. They threatened to toss Haggis in jail unless he removed the list of things they thought were offensive towards their image. Now, that eventually all cooled down when they supplied a technical advisor to keep the production on a leash. And it wasn't just the Mounties kicking off. Haggis also said teachers had their students send him letters complaining that the show made Canadians look stupid, which he said wasn't something he even realized he was doing. Then Diefenbaker became another headache. The original dog wasn't making life easy for the crew. And because Haggis had given the dog handling contract to his dad, the whole thing already started looking a bit dodgy. Later, a faster and cheaper replacement was brought in. After season 2, the cracks turned into proper damage. Haggis and Alliance clashed over budget and creative control, and after a settlement was reached, Haggis was gone. Paul Gross then took on more power behind the camera. Then came the Vecchio problem. When the show came back after its hiatus, he was offered a contract with a 40% pay cut, and he didn't really like it. So Ray Vecchio was written out and Callum Keith Rennie came in as Stanley Kowalski. Marciano wasn't gone forever though. He returned for a few episodes, including the season 4 finale. By season 4, the series had already survived being binned by CBS twice. But CTV and Alliance still hadn't confirmed the 5th season. But at around $1.5 million per episode, it wasn't exactly cheap to keep alive. So season 5 never happened, and Due South ended with its final episode airing in March '99. By the time the series ended, individual episodes had already come out on VHS, and at the same time, 4 UK paperback novelizations were released, and they were followed by 2 official companion books in '98. By 2002, a gift set brought together the pilot episode and 2 later episodes before the full DVD releases followed between 2002 and 2005. The complete series set was eventually released in 2008. From there, it carried on as one of Canada's strongest TV exports of the 90s. The awards side was strong as well. It picked up 53 Gemini nominations and won 15, including Best Dramatic Series for 3 years running. Paul Gross won Best Actor twice and Paul Haggis won for writing. Now for fans who want to add the series to their collection, I've added a link in the description below, and there should be a card popping up on screen to help you check it out. Now as for my own take on it, I think it still holds up. It's odd, funny, and properly charming without feeling like it's begging you to like it. The show had its action, its comedy, and the Frasier-Vecchio pairing gave it a proper spark. But once Vecchio left, it just wasn't the same. And we're not done yet. Next time, we take a look at another classic series. Until then, why don't you check out our previous episode on Millennium?
Is over.
Tell me how you know.
I see what the killers see.
Thanks for watching, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.